everyone. Welcome back to my channel Economic Zone by Diksha Ahuja. So in this video, after understanding the ADS approach, I have come up here to do two topics today: propensity to consume and save and the consumption function. So let's start with the topic propensity to consume and save. So what do you mean by propensity? Propensity means the willingness to consume, the tendency to consume or save, right? How much people are saving, how much the people are consuming, if their income changes, a dynamic concept, how they behave to consumption and the savings. So let's start with the topic. We are having four things, so we'll understand each and every topic one by one. So first is average propensity to consume, APC. It says that the ratio of consumption expenditure to the income level. So when we are dividing the consumption expenditure to income, national income of the economy, then this is APC, average. When that means how much consumption we are doing out of the given income. For example, if income is given to be 100 and consumption is given to be 80, then I can say that APC will be 80 upon 100, that is 0.8. That means, how can we interpret this 0.8? 0.8 means 80% is being consumed and out of the given total 100% income. And what we do to the remaining? We should remember that income is either consumed or saved. This formula is very important. So the question arises here. Question: can APC be greater than 1? Just think of, क्या ये APC कभी any time greater than 1 हो सकता है? Yes, definitely. It can be greater than 1 when consumption expenditure is more than income level. In the case when, let's say, income is 100 and consumption is 120, then APC will be 120 upon 100, that is 0.2. So 0.2, sorry, it will be 1.2. So it is greater than 1. Yes, APC can be greater than 1 when in case consumption, just the simple consumption, is more than income of the economy. So let's do APS. What is APS? You can guess now. Average propensity to save. So the formula can be similar to APC, only like S by Y. Why we are saying this? The ratio of income which is being given to savings. So basically the ratio of savings to income is known as APS. So let's take an example. The same example I am taking. If income is given to be 100 and consumption is 80, then how much will be the saving? Saving will be 20. So therefore APS will be 20 upon 100. It will be 0.2. So here also the question arises, can APC be less than 1? When APC is greater than 1, APS be less than 0, or you can say negative. क्या APS negative हो सकता है? Just tell me. Think of the same thing. When APC will be greater than 1, that means when consumption is more than income, savings are negative. We said this savings, but we said this savings. Savings are negative. In that case, just think of this example. In this case, savings will be minus 20. So answer by APS will come out to be, in that case, APS will be minus 20 upon 100, that will be minus 0.2. So can we think of the relationship between APC and APS? So APC and APS are having the relationship of equals to 1. So basically one formula we got here, APC plus APS is equals to 1. So summation, see, if APC is coming to be 0.8, APS is coming 0.2. If APS is minus 0.2, APC is 1.2, so that the answer becomes 1. So this was APC and APS. Next come to MPC and MPS. M means marginal propensity to consume. So marginal means additional. So here we are talking about when the income is changing, by how much proportion the consumption will change. That means it is the ratio of change in consumption to change in income. So let's take an example. For example, if income increases from 100 to 200, okay, Then because of that, consumption also increased from, let's say, 80 to 150. In that case, change in Y will be Y2 minus Y1, that is 100, and change in C will be C2 minus C1, that is 70. So in that case, 70 upon 100, it will be 0.7. In that case, MPS will be 0.7. Can you interpret this economically? You can say that the people are spending the change in income, they are spending 70% of the change in income. They are spending the 70% of the quantity of change in income. If income is changing by 100, they are spending how much? 70%. Okay, so you should know this thing that MPC should lie between 0 and 1. That means here we should know that MPC should not be greater than 1. Right? Because this chapter is given by John Maynard Keynes. He used to say that the change in consumption cannot be greater than change in income. Okay? So the MPC will be 1. In which case, just think of when these two are equal. So MPC will be 1 when the entire change in income is consumed. The person is so expenditure, right? वो हर समय expenditure करता है. So when the entire change in income is spent, MPC will be 1. And the person is measure is like this much used to savings, he will not spend a single penny from the change in income. He will just save it, right? So delta C will be 0 in that case. So last topic is in this 4 ones. Then we'll do the consumption function. This is MPS, marginal propensity to save. That says delta S by delta Y, right? Delta S by delta Y. So let's take an example to understand, and you should know marginal propensity to save means the change in savings to change in income. That means how much percentage of income, the change in income I am saving. So let's understand, if Y1 and Y2 are given and C1 and C2 are given, so you can guess S1 and S2. So first one will be 20 and second one will be 50. So change in savings are 30 and change in income is already given, that is 100. So can you tell me what is MPS? MPS will be 30 upon 100, that will be 0.3. So can you guess the relationship between the two? And here also MPS lies between 0 and 1. MPS will be 0 when the entire change in income is consumed, and MPS will be 1 when the entire change in income is saved. Okay, and you should know the relationship that MPC and MPS is equals to 1. You should know this. MPC plus MPS is equals to 1. Here also, because we know that income is either consumed or saved, and MPC plus MPS is equals to 1. Here also we are saying MPC plus MPS, because we have understood APC plus APS is equals to 1. MPC plus MPS is also equals to 1. If the change in income is consumed for 70%, the remaining 30% will be saved. So I hope this topic is clear. Next topic is consumption function. Let's start. So now let's do the topic of consumption function. So what do you mean by consumption function? As we know that consumption is a component of aggregate demand. So we need to study consumption and investment both, right? So consumption function shows the relationship between income and consumption. Right, as the income increases, consumption also increases. You can say that there's a positive relationship between income and the consumption expenditure of the economy. More the people will have their income, the better consumption will be. Right. So in this 12th class, we are taking consumption function as a formula A plus BY. So this C is equals to A plus BY, where C is the consumption expenditure, A is autonomous consumption, B, Y. Y is income and B is MPC. So the question arises, how this equation is being derived? Why we are writing consumption to be A plus BY? So basically, consumption function is written as A plus BY because when we are saying income is 0, this consumption function is given by John Maynard Keynes. So when income is 0, that means for a beggar also, right? When the income is 0, he also consumes something. That means the consumption which exists even at 0 level of income is known as autonomous consumption A. That is constant. It does not change with the level of income. That means अगर हमारी income 0 भी हो, then also the consumption will be equal to autonomous consumption. That means that consumption which exists even at 0 level of income. जब income 0 है तो भी exist कर रही है. So consumption curve में हम A point यहाँ line कर देगा. Just see, when my income is 0, my y-axis is consumption. So 0 income पे we are having A consumption. Then after that, this BY is telling you the relationship between income and consumption. So more the income, more the consumption, right? More the income of the economy, more the consumption expenditure. But this income and consumption expenditure is linked to a parameter, a slope B. Now what is B? The rate of change of consumption due to change of income. When income is changing, then how much proportion will be given to change in consumption? That is, MPC is the slope of consumption curve. So how the relation? Income rises, consumption also rises. So consumption function is a upward sloping straight line. Consumption is a upward sloping straight line. And where change in Y and change in C, that is MPC, is the slope. MPC is the slope of consumption function. So I hope this C is equals to A plus BY. The consumption function, consumption equation is clear to you, where A is autonomous consumption, where income is 0, and B is MPC, and there is a direct relationship. That's why there is a positive sign between income and consumption. So let's understand the comparison of consumption with the income. So I'm first drawing a 45-degree income line where I'm assuming this is ideal picture. Mind it, you need to learn it. This is the income line where we are saying at all the points, X and Y are equal. X and Y are equal. Let's say if X is 10, Y is also 10. If X is 20, Y is also 20. So this is my ideal picture, a 45-degree line that is telling you that C is equals to Y at all the points on this line. And we know C is A plus BY. So here comes the comparison of consumption with the income. So this point, intersection point is known as B. This intersection point is known as B, also known as break-even point. Why it is known as break-even point? Because it is the point where consumption and income curve are intersecting. At this point, C is equals to Y. These 2 points are intersecting, C is equals to Y. And we know APC is equals to 1 because APC का formula क्या होता है? APC का formula is C by Y. So both are equal. So it will be 1. So what will happen to the left side of point B? Which is more? Income or consumption? The C. Income curve is above the consumption curve is above the income curve. So C is greater than Y. So this area denotes what? This savings. This area is this savings. On the other hand, on the right side of V denotes savings. Why? Because my income is more than consumption. So I hope consumption curve with comparison to income is also clear to you. So this is it for today. If there is any doubt, do ask in the online sessions. Till then, bye-bye.